Hopefully, we'll be just starting in a couple more minutes. Before starting that. So, apart.
Right? So I have a different, slightly different analogy, but you'll get it. Who here has ever seen MasterChef? Australia, India, doesn't matter. I personally like Australian MasterChef better than the Indian one. You guys have never seen MasterChef. Have you seen any kind of cooking show at all? A cooking competition show? Yeah? At least you're familiar with the concept, right? If not, I'll tell you about a cooking show first. Start off with a slightly, fun topic, approachable topic, then we come to hackathons, okay?
Oh.
So, in cooking shows, you have a bunch of judges, you have another huge bunch of contestants. All of them, usually in the first round, are told to prepare their best dish, right? They present it to the judges will tell them what they like, what they didn't like. Whoever survives will go on to the next round, right? Another round might be they're given a secret, mysterious ingredient that they have never seen in their lives before. They don't know how to cook with it. But the challenge is they need to make a dish that features that mystery ingredient as their main star of the dish, right? Again, that is a challenge. They need to take it up. Whoever does it successfully moves on to the next round. Another round might be they have a time crunch. Let's say they only have 30 minutes to cook a dish. They need to make, I don't know, some weird. I remember this one dish from MasterChef Australia where they had to make smoked salmon, smoke it with some shit like rosewood, add like masala, this, that, stuff it, whatever, do something. Do this dish in 30 minutes, right? That is another challenge. So, cooking shows usually offer all these kinds of different challenges, right? So, hackathons are kind of similar too, you know. You go to one hackathon, they tell you it's an open theme, do whatever you want, build your creative hack. Another hackathon you go, they're like, no, but you have to use a specific technology or a specific set of, something that you've never worked with, so that this is a sponsored track, so you can make a sponsored hack. Another hackathon might be you're only there for 12 hours, you don't know what to do, but you're still forced to think something new, think in an innovative, creative new way to make a hack, right? So, hackathons are kind of similar to MasterChef, right? That's why hackathons, you cook up innovation. Yeah, see? So, in a cooking show, you have ingredients, right? Food, like rice or fish or bread, meat, whatever. For your hackathons, your ingredients are your tools, your technology, and the challenge that it presents to you, right? So you're using whatever tools that you have at your disposal. You're using new technologies. You're learning new technologies. Sometimes at hackathons. And next, there's a time limit. There's really cool hackathons out there that go on for 2 straight days for 48 hours. There's a few hackathons that go on for 36 hours. There's other hackathons that go on for 24 hours. Time limits can be anywhere ranging from 12 to 48 hours. So depends what kind of a hackathon you're choosing, what kind of hackathon you want to attend. That will create, a new challenge for you. Next is the teams. Usually teams in MasterChef at least are divided into red and blue, or like red meat versus fish, whatever, right? In here, you build your own teams. At hackathons, you can connect with people, you can talk to new people, you can find people that you probably will never interact with again if it wasn't for a hackathon, right? So all those people can do different things. There might be one person who's interested in cloud technology. There's another person who's interested in Web3. There's a person who will do web designing. There's another person who will tell you that, they do UI UX designing. You never know who you're going to meet at a hackathon, right? So that's the kind of people that you build a team with at a hackathon. You meet new people, you see new faces, you work together for a span of 48 hours, right? And that's a very concentrated period of time because you're forced to work with that team and come up with something new, think something, that's innovative, out of the box. That kind of collaboration can only be fostered at a hackathon. I don't think we'll ever find that kind of a concentrated experience in normal real world settings. People in the back, the grey shirt, excuse me, is there something you wish to discuss? Do you have any questions? Can you just tell me what I told you right now? I would really appreciate it if you can put your phones away for at least when people are talking. That's just paying good manners. Good. And right, obviously the goal is to develop an innovative solution. Most people when they start out, they usually go to a hackathon because they want to win something. They're like, I will win the overall first prize, or I'll win a sponsored track, or I don't know, like I win best innovative hack, something like that. I think all of us here, especially the people who attended hackathon, will tell you, please don't go for the hackathon to win. Please go for the experience. You meet new people, you meet all different kinds of people, you'll make, I don't know, some weird hack that you think is really creative, out of the box, and chances are you'll never even work on that project ever again. But ultimately, it's the experience that matters. You're going to make friends, trust me. You're doing online events, you're going to make people, you're going to make friends with people from around the world. I think all of us here know people, from the United States, from Canada, from Mexico. There's a lot of people that we met thanks to these hackathon experiences. So don't go to win, but go for the experience. If not, at least try to make one friend at a hackathon. Right? Right. So why hackathons matter? This is a question that everybody has. Why should I go to a hackathon? Why should I travel some 50 kilometers outside Hyderabad to some remote location where they're hosting a hackathon because the organizers couldn't find a cheap venue? Why should I lose sleep for 24 hours? Why should I survive on shitty Red Bull for 48 hours? No disrespect to Red Bull, it's just that their F1 teams are doing well right now. Why should I drink like concentrated black coffee when I even don't like the taste of it, because I need to stay up for 24 hours or 48 hours because I want to work on this project, right? All these are questions that you might have. But I'll tell you something. You learn to think creatively, and that too under pressure. Because let's say you make a team, let's think of it as a ragtag kind of a team. You don't know who these people are, you've never met them, and you don't know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, but you're forced to work with them, and that too under a time limit. You're only given 24 hours or 48 hours to make that project, and you need to make it a reality, right? So you're under a lot of pressure when it comes to the time frame at least, and you're trying to think outside of the box for that specific period of time. So you learn that creative skill. That sort of creative spark is ignited under that kind of pressure. I hope everybody here knows the saying, diamonds are made under pressure. So you can only learn that if you attend a hackathon. I don't think you'll ever kind of get that experience outside of hackathons. Next, you learn how to solve problems efficiently. Anybody wants to be a problem solver, right? At least when you get a BTech degree, you get out into the real world, people will expect you to be a problem solver, right? If not, at least the mom or dad will be like, "Arey, the bulb has gone out, can you fix that bulb? Arey, there's a fuse that's gone out, can you at least fix the fuse?" Or if you're like a computer science student, some random uncle auntie from their house will call you, "Arey, beta, that printer in our house is not working, how do I fix my printer?" Right? As an engineering student, I guess these are questions that you must have faced anyways. So, when you attend a hackathon, at least you learn problem solving in an efficient way, and that too with a team. I'm pretty sure most of you, at least when you set out, you'll be thinking, it's unlike, I can work on my own, I'm a solo go-getter, like my own genius is enough for this hack. But let me tell you this. I started out as one of those kind of people who was like, my solo genius will earn me a prize. I quickly realized that's not the case. Because you need to build a hack, you need to document it, you need to make a video of it, and you need to present it to the judges at a hackathon. All of that stuff cannot be done by a single person. You need a team. And only when you have a team, you get different perspectives. Sometimes the approach that you might take to solve a problem might not exactly be the most efficient way of solving a problem. Only when you have different pairs of eyes, that's when you can realize that, oh, okay, I was going the roundabout way. There's a more straightforward way to do this. So maybe I can implement that into my app. Alright? So you learn how to collaborate with people. You learn leadership skills. You learn how to be a team player. And you learn how to solve problems efficiently. Those are some great skills to have as an engineer. And next, feedback and networking chances. Let me tell you, most of the judges who come to our hackathon are the most nicest people you meet. See, they're really nice people. They even tell you this is my Instagram account, follow, this is my LinkedIn, follow. They'll give you all their links. And they're always open for people reaching out to them, especially when they want some kind of advice. This kind of networking is invaluable. Sure, you follow 100 different people on LinkedIn, but what is the off chance? Great. So, as I said, you might be following hundreds of people on LinkedIn, but what is the chance that they're going to respond to a DM? Like, you can probably message Ashish Mittal at somebody, and he's going to go, oh, right, I was listening now. That's why I'm done. Anyway, you can, I don't know, you can probably reach out to Anupam Mittal, not Anupam Mittal. Or you can reach out to, I think who's the guy who made it, yes, a program and me. Ashwin Grover, right? You can reach out to Ashwin Grover on LinkedIn. So what is the chance that they'll reply to you? It's very minuscule, right? On the other hand, let's say you went to a hackathon. Maybe you didn't win a prize. That's okay. That's never the main goal of going to a hackathon. But you make a very strong impression on one of the judges. Okay? So you can reach out to that judge on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever, and say that, hey man, I was a participant at XYZ hackathon where you were a judge. You said that you liked my project. Can we connect? Chances are they'll definitely respond. This kind of networking is going to take you so far ahead. There's a lot of chances that the people that you meet, especially the judges, might even end up helping you land a job after your degree. There's a very cool chance of that happening. So yeah, and feedback. Feedback is very important. You make a project, people tell you, oh yeah, this is amazing, and then move on. What have you learned from that project? There's nothing, right? You're going to think, oh yeah, this is an amazing project, and just move on. And chances are you might never listen up. But only when you get feedback, that's when you know, okay, these are the areas that I can improve on, or these are the areas that maybe I can like work on in a different way, so that it will help me as an individual and as a hacker level up. So feedback and networking. These are some other really cool things that you get from attending a hackathon. So yeah. Again, this is a really generic statement that you hear at most cooking shows, is that you didn't flavor your dish very well. Or you didn't use the right ingredients. Right? Going to hackathons is like using the right ingredients and flavoring your career. Because obviously you're learning very new skills. That's point number one. Number two, you're expanding your network. Number three, your resume gets a boost. You can say that, okay, I participated in XYZ hackathons. I made ABC projects. Let's ignore that. Let's ignore that. That never happened. I don't know. I thought I was happy with setting a mic, but then I wasn't going to lose my voice. Shit, okay, seems like life has other plans. Anyway. So yeah. Frustrating guys, come on. Is this? No! Anyway, yeah. Okay, no. Uh, fine. So yeah, you push your resume and you ignite your passion for industry. This is a really cool thing, right? You continually want to build hacks. You want to keep making the world a better place. You want to keep meeting new people. You want to keep, going to these hackathons for that experience specifically. And those are some great skills to have as an individual and as a professional. So yeah, that's what hackathons are. And at least in my opinion, that's why you should definitely attend Evaramba. I expect people's phones to at least be in silent mode. Because there's a really nice speaker who's coming. And you should probably pay attention very carefully to what he says if you want to know more about hackathons and the experience that you gain from it. I might read this slide, but he won't. So I expect that everybody here will at least maintain the decorum of a meeting. Ah. If you have any more questions, you can scan this QR code. It will take you to a website called Slido, and you can drop your questions there. Also, don't worry, you'll remain completely anonymous. So, don't worry about your name getting out. It won't. Because once you scan this QR code and you enter your questions, nobody knows who entered it. Okay? So, please feel free to use this QR code and drop your questions.
Okay, it will taste good. Nice.
People in the back, is this okay for you? Can you hear anything? Or are you hearing from the mic or are you hearing my voice? Mic, right?
मतलब कि
All right, can I have everybody's attention, please? People at the back. Great. So I hope you all have submitted your questions through this QR code. This will remain open for the entire length of the panel discussion. So in the middle, if you feel like you have any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to use this QR code. Okay? So shall we get started? Who is excited for this? Can I hear a cheer? Oh, one didn't have breakfast. Can I hear a louder cheer, please? Okay, I take that. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the panel discussion titled Why Hackathons. So, if you've ever wondered why hackathons, what do I need them for, what do I gain from being at a hackathon, we hope that this panel discussion might give you some insights about the hackathon experience. Okay? So let's get straight into the session. Let me introduce all of our panelists. So first up, we have Ashwin Kumar Upala. Can we have a round of applause for him? So Ashwin is a GitHub campus expert. He was also a Microsoft Learn student ambassador and has also been recognized in the LH top 50 list. He's also won an impressive 12 hackathons and he has quite extensive knowledge when it comes to community building. So another round of applause, please. So next up, please welcome Srivani. Can we have a round of applause? So Srivani here has participated in quite a lot of hackathons. She's also won about 6 of them. She's mentored beginner teams and she also has experience in both participating and mentoring at hackathons. So another round of applause. And next up, joining us is Moise Pasha. So Moise is a final year student with a passion for machine learning and cybersecurity. He's also won the Streamlit LLM hackathons along with 6 other hackathons, and he's also listed in the top 2000 global list for reporting security vulnerabilities. So, yes. And last but not the least, we have Ashish. So Ashish here has an incredible record of winning something like 20 hackathons. Yeah. So he's a personal student leader. He's been an organizer at Open Hacks, at Hack3. He's literally wearing the t-shirt right now. And he's also deeply involved with Hyderabad and also has been involved with Coding Hyderabad. So each of our panelists here brings a very unique perspective to the table. And we're really excited for you to learn something new, something fresh from this panel discussion. So can we start this off with another round of applause, please? All right, so to kick off our panel discussion, this is a very simple question. Can you all introduce yourself in your own words, maybe? Something that I might have missed. Ashwin, can you start with me? All right, cool.
Hello, folks. I'm Ashwin Kumar, who is at Hyderabad and as well as coaching student people. I love participating in hackathons and taking executive conferences or meetings. So yeah, I have experience in organizing hackathons, being with hackathons, and I will participate in them.
Okay, adventures, am I audible? Huh? Little bit loud. Yeah, I mean, this is not the most fun of the night, but okay. I'm audible, not adventures. Not you, if you are back ventures. Over you are lost technology. Okay. My name is Ashwin Kumar Uppala. I graduated last year from ECM batch. And yeah, I started Hackathon trying to solve a problem with my batch. There's lack of opportunities. Uh, During my time college, I did a lot of hackathons. I did my entire career out of hackathons, doing hackathons, judging, mentoring staff here. So I ended up working at Major League Hacking, it's a popular hacking organization. And then I ended up working at GitHub, the campus expert, like I mentioned. I was one of them, and then I ended up managing that program. So my entire career has been pretty much around student development programs, hackathons, development relations, and so on. There's so much I want to share, but I think we can go on. Yeah.
Hello, am I audible? So I'm Srivani and I'm a mentor at AI Club. I'm also participated in a couple of hackathons and yeah. I have been a mentor at AI Club since like last year and I love experimenting new technologies and it's
I don't think I need to ask if I'm audible. I'm already loud. So, hey everyone, once again, I guess some of you have seen me at the first session, right? How many of you attended the first session? Thank you. So, my name is Moez. I am currently a final year student here at SNIST. And since we are speaking about hackathons, I love participating in hackathons as well. I have participated in a lot and I've won around 6 hackathons. And apart from that, I also am interested in finding, basically what I do is, in my free time, I love finding security vulnerabilities in websites, which most people refer to as hacking. So that is also something that I do. And yep, I work in the fields of artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, data science, and web security, like I just mentioned. So yeah, that's pretty much it about me. And
Great. Thank you so much. So, since this is a panel about hackathons and why people should attend them, what they get out of attending hackathons, I wanted to ask you all, what was your first hackathon experience like?
yeah, you want me to start?
Yeah, not the mic, sir.
Okay, so at my first hackathon experience, I attended as part of a team. So there were 2 of us, I guess. Prem is Prem. Yeah. So Prem and I attended a hackathon. That was my first hackathon, and I went into it. Okay, let me just ask everyone here: do you still have any, you know, misconceptions? I don't think we call it misconceptions. I mean, is everyone clear with what a hackathon is?
Yeah.
Yes? Or does anyone still believe it's about hacking into systems and stuff? No one, right? Okay, then I can continue. So my first hackathon, it was an online hackathon. I guess it was it was an MLM hackathon, and it was an online hackathon which went on for 3 days. So I fully went into it expecting to win. I'm not gonna lie. I went into it. I thought I will build something and we will win because I used to see a lot of LinkedIn posts and stuff saying people participated in their first hackathons and they ended up winning it. Spoilers, we didn't win. So we had to build a website. We decided to go with a sponsored track and we built something. We built a website which was about helping out students basically. And since it was our first time, we didn't have a great time management and stuff like that. But we didn't end up with it. So at that time, I felt dejected. I thought, yeah, this is just 3 days of my life I've been wasted developing this project. But now hindsight is a very good thing. Now that hackathon experience, my first hackathon experience, which I didn't win, now I can confidently say that that provided me the experience, and when I participated in my next hackathon, I ended up winning that one. So that was how my first hackathon experience went. It was a 3-day online hackathon, which I attended through DevPost. We ended up successfully creating a project. We submitted it as well, but that project didn't end up winning. That was my first hackathon experience, and I learned a lot from it. I guess that is the main point that we're going to be focusing on throughout this entire discussion. Learning. It's not about winning. It's not about participating in a hackathon and winning that hackathon. Wins will come automatically. The main objective is learning. Yeah.
My first ever hackathon was an online language hackathon. It was a 3-day hackathon, and my teammates, like we participated in a team size of 5. We tried to develop a chatbot for LGBT peers. So what happened was, those were the days when OpenAI was just released, and we designed the whole system, like whole chatbot with Figma, and then tried to import it into Workday. And then what happened was like I tried to integrate the OpenAI, but it wasn't so good. Like we couldn't finally integrate it, and it was too stressful at that time. But later on, I know that we did well, but we used this experience for next as a base for our next hackathon, and tried which was feasible. Like we brainstormed too many ideas and learned what was feasible and what tech stack is aligning with the team, and then we tried to build it, and yeah, we're in that hackathon. So I think that learning in that stressful environment is good.
Okay. Because it's a plan, this thing is really academic wise, this is panel wise. You want to do that, so it's like a quantitative. No, you can go from there. So realize, yeah, how it feels like a panel. I'm going to talk to things like that. So, first, like, it was pandemic. Yeah. Pandemic and PUBG just came out. Good times. It was good. It was pandemic, I was in my second year of college, teachers are stuck at am I audible, so it was like that. Until WebEx came, and they can see we are listening now, but Zoom, class is online. So, you're playing all day, it's great. Life is great. But I'm also concerned. Because you spend lakhs of rupees, right? And I was totally in it. Now, how many of you, everyone knows LinkedIn? Anyone who does not know LinkedIn, I can quickly explain. It's okay, you can raise your hand if you know. Everyone knows LinkedIn, right? It's totally LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is also social media. So you see people getting MacBooks, getting internship, taking life of Google, to the office. You see that. And I was scrolling on it, and suddenly I saw this one post. It says, they participate in this hackathon and get stickers. Like, I don't know hackathon, I don't know how to hack, I don't know what hacking means. I thought it means, getting someone's Instagram account. But I want stickers. I want my laptop to look like that. Yeah, I want my laptop to look like that, and I don't want to buy a skin on Amazon. I want stickers. So I tried. And it was apparently this company called LH. And I had to make submission on this website called DevPost. So I had to learn DevPost. I had to learn this course. I barely knew GitHub. I just have to make a submission. That was the rule. So I made a submission that I knew. In the class, we were being taught ClickSort. Do you know ClickSort? Oh, business. One line is to class. But I think you have it in the book. Anyway. Whatever I knew, I submitted a simple project. I had many groups. I saw the project, they are like crazy. They are like full stack, websites, mobile apps, and like big sort of program. And I submitted it. It does not matter. And this ended the stickers. And I was surprised because in college, and basically in our education system, we are being taught that we have to be the best. Right? So I thought, if I don't make the best project, I'm not getting rewarded, but I did for participation. That was enough motivation. After that, oh, stickers are great, that's enough. I want to do more. I want to get more stickers. And next time I know, there are prizes associated. Next time I know, I already know DevTools, I already know Discord, how to use them. Now I can focus on finding a team or learning the things. That was my first hackathon experience. I just came for the stickers. I like to call it like I came for the swags and I stayed for the community. Right? So any hackathon event, sometimes we have stickers for you. You keep up with that. That's great motivation. And then you can stay for the community if you want. That's how I started.
So back then, I was back then I was very interested in going to events and all that. And Hackathon is going to partner with food-based Hackathon. So I thought, okay, I can participate and go as a volunteer. So I asked them if I can participate as a join as a volunteer and this year. So it would be cool if you can experience hackathons so that you can be a better volunteer or organizer. And then I was looking for hackathons and Ashwin suggested MLH. I went there to ask a few of my friends to participate along with me. But people said they will participate in hackathons in their third year or so. But I'm in first year. So I just want to make a team. My friends are not coming with me. So I made some friends in MLH and a foreigner, like a kid from USA, he's also Indian origin, who is a high schooler back then, joined with me and we both made out to a hackathon and as a team. We made a basic website where we have a marketplace for NFTs with a Miso blockchain and then we won like golden events. Like we got like specs, earphones and selfie light and also had cool speakers as well. Like that, I participated in two hackathons so that maybe I can be a better organizer later on, or I can get a chance. So that's how I participated in luckily I won. And I met few people who are like much younger than me and talented than me. So yeah.
So at least to me it seems like, as Ashwin said, you came for the stickers, you stayed for the community, right? So community has played such a huge part in you staying in this environment, right? So this is a question that's specifically for Ashwin. So Ashwin, you co-founded Hackathon, and it also says that on your profile that you also help with renames. So how do you see the relationship between community building and hackathons?
Whatever brings you together is a community. It doesn't have to be tech. So the question is a bit too broad, but if you want some correlation between hackathons and communities, think of it like in hackathon, you come together with 3 more people to solve a problem in 48 hours. Not every problem can be solved in 48 hours. So you need bigger team and more time, and that becomes a community. And the problem doesn't have to be solved by code. And when I was doing all of this, I was doing all of this on my own in pandemic at home. And then I come to college and half of the clubs are, okay, they're good, they're trying. But there's a lot of lack. Like I learned so much online, and then I come back to clubs and I see I have a lot of strong takes. I'm not a clear college student, so I can say it out loud. There's a lot of politics, right? Some clubs have politics, some clubs charge you for workshops. Some clubs are doing great, but no one has heard about them. And some clubs are doing the same thing over and over, even after failing that workshop. So there's no innovation happening, there's no growth happening. And I see online and I go there and I see that so much growth is happening. And I wish I knew this in my first year. And it took me so much time in second year to find this on my own. If there was a cloud, where just people could come and tell me that, hey, there's better opportunity here for you. That would save me so much time. So that was my problem. Now I want to build a team. Because I've done so many hackathons, I know how to I know how to identify the right people. People who have the same struggle as me. I got them together. Because of hackathon, I know how to pitch, I know how to manage teams, I know also how to build. So I was able to help them get started on this cloud. And then all those skills kind of just help you build this community. Yeah.
Yeah. So community building for you was more like finding a solution to a problem. Am I correct in assuming that?
Yes, and because it's a solution to a problem, sometimes when the problem is solved, you don't need to stretch the community. A lot of clubs that I see, not just here, everywhere else, because I did have, I managed 280 campus expert and we had like 100,000 students all over across the globe. So I've seen clubs. Not every club needs to go forever. When I passed out, Hackathon pretty much solved the problem which we started with. I wanted better opportunities for everyone else because I thought better opportunities. Most of my batchmates are placed, they're doing great, they're doing fine. My juniors are doing great. Problem solved. Now what Hackathon wants to do, that's on the current piece. They want to change the definition. It doesn't have to solve the same problem because you know better what the current problem is. When in my batch, people did not know cloud native technologies. I wanted to share that. That's the problem. For you, it might be different. AI is a thing. You need to know AI agents, the blockchain maybe. So that was not a problem in my batch. So not every problem solution need to be communities and it doesn't have to be forever. Once the problem is solved, it's okay for communities to take a break. Hackathons will help you in different aspects of the career. That's why there's such an ideal event for a student. You can become an engineer out of hackathons, you can become a community manager out of hackathons, you can become a public speaker out of it. You don't have to touch code at all, you can become a designer. And there's still value in hackathons for you to contribute.
So pivoting from communities to a little bit of skills, which are also something that you might encounter in game and hackathons. And this is a question for all of you. In your opinion, what is the most valuable skill that you gained because you attended a hackathon?
Okay, so is the question the most valuable skill or is it the most valuable benefit?
Most valuable skill.
Skill. Okay. So skills, regarding skills, I would say something about the skill part of it. See, in our college curriculum, we've all been learning a lot of subjects. We've all been learning programming, operating systems, computer networks, stuff like that. But the actual application of it, even today, is not taught, I believe, correctly in college curriculum. I mean, it's great. The curriculum goes very in depth into the theoretical aspects of it. But let's say your goal is to get placed in a company. You are going to be working on a project over there. So, I mean, if you are going to be placed in a tech role, as in a coding role, you are going to be working on a project over there. So, for that project, in order to manage know about Git, because a lot of engineers are going to be working on the same project. You need to know about Git and GitHub. And in order to communicate with those other engineers, you are going to uh, have to learn about tools like Slack and at least implementing something called an MVP, a minimum viable product that has the features that I wanted to build at the start of the hackathon within the time frame of the hackathon. So that is within the 48 hours or 72 hours that you are provided in the hackathon. You should, you will learn the ability to take whatever ideas you thought of at the beginning and have it implemented in a tangible fashion by the end of the hackathon. That uh, that level of skill you will only get when you participate in a lot of hackathons, because then you learn how to manage your time. Then you learn when to give up on ideas and when to double down on ideas as well. So that was personally for me the biggest skill I believe I learned. That is building, working or viable products that are presentable within a set amount of time.
the biggest skill I have learned is like, whatever I'm learning, other members have their own tech stack or their own skills. But communicating it and trying to build or integrate the things that we learn is what I have. Like, if I know something like web data and Louis might know something about backend, integrating it is different. So, the biggest skill I have learned is integrating and applying my knowledge, whatever it is, I have learned, and sharing it with the people.
I have a lot of questions, right?
There's a few questions.
So can we do like one question, one panelist, so you someone else wants to ask, so we can channel. So that way we can have more questions. I think the answer today, so we can do it.
Great. So actually, right now I wanted to open up for an audience question. So anybody here who has a question right now that you'd like to ask?
You can scan this QR code.
Oh, you can scan this QR code. We'll take one.
You can just ask now.
Yeah.
So anybody here who has a question?
Just get
So, suppose we are having a lot. Am I audible? So, like, suppose we are busy with lot of commitments, but we have an hackathon which is interesting. And suppose we have a team already, but none of the team members have the right skill for that particular hackathon. Like they need a particular skill for it. And there is a time constraint for the hackathon. So what should we do in those cases?
Yeah, wait. You need skills to participate in hackathon. Reality, you gain those skills from the hackathon. You don't need those skills. If your team members don't have that skill set, that's okay. This is actually a really good question because one of the skills we need to learn in hackathons is identifying a good team. There's one team that can boost you. There's one team which does not. There's two different, very big teams. If you find a team who's not responding, leave it. All right? If it's not responding, it's not helping, leave it. If there's a team which is interested as much as you, which does not know, but you ask them and you think they are willing to learn, that's the game. That's how I have found like a bunch of my friends from hackathons. All of us begin at same level. We don't know anything, and that's why we all of us just go wild and try a hackathon which we don't know. So we just learn over the weekend. But we make sure all of us are telling each other that we are willing to learn. We won't ghost you, we won't give up. So if you can identify that, stick to that thing. That's great. But know that sometimes when you are doing hackathons, you might end up in different teams. When you're hunting for teams, virtually or in person, you might, one team might be empty, and then at the same time, other team also said yes to you. It's your responsibility to say no to one. So they can start looking for someone else. And then join another team. When if you see like a team is not responsive or helping, respectfully leave that team. That's okay. But skill should not be the qualification for participating in any hackathon. Hackathons help you build that. Alright? And when we say hackathons, all of us, I think the context we are selecting for hackathon is we have a standard for hackathons we are mentioning. When I attended hackathon in college, I have very strong opinions because I don't think that is a hackathon you learn a lot. That is a hackathon you might get overwhelmed or not and you need a certain knowledge to pass that hackathon. The hackathon that happens in Indian ecosystem, hosted by government, for example, Smart India Hackathon is one, they require you to know a certain level of skill. They have stages before you do the actual hackathon, right? So it's very similar to how Indian academics work. Great, but I think it's broken. I think 24-hour hackathon where everyone is allowed, both pros and noobs, is you will learn far more there. Given it is organized by a good organization. So if it has the tag of like MLH, Devfolio, Devpost, it means it's proven and it might be a good hackathon. So the context that whenever we mention hackathon, it means we are not talking about hackathons organized by Indian academies, which is like 12 hour, 8 hour. There's no 8 hour hackathon. I mean, it's a hack. I don't think so. It's
Does anybody add something on it?
This is a great point that Ashwin touched upon, and I would like to branch off this to distinguish hackathons, ideathons, codathons, and what most people refer to as hacking. So, I guess everyone knows what a hackathon is. I don't need to go a lot in depth regarding the hackathon.
I hope my explanation was enough for you.
Yeah. Okay. And then there is something called an idea. You don't actually do the implementation of whatever you are suggesting. You show how it can be implemented. But what you do is basically you pitch your idea, you pitch the use cases, and you pitch how you are going to implement it, but you don't actually implement it. That is what an ideathon is. Apart from that, you have something called a codathon as well. Sometimes codathons are also branded as hackathons. So codathons actually contain your basic ESA stuff. So data structures and algorithms questions, everyone has heard of that, right? Lead code, code chef, code forces. So you have a coding contest where you're given a problem, you're given test cases, and you have to write code that executes all of those test cases. That is what a codathon is. In some cases, I've seen codathons are also branded as hackathons, but they are not actually true hackathons. So again, codathon is the best word for that. And then you have something called hacking. I believe I'm somewhat qualified to speak about what hacking is. So many people have this misconception about what hackathons are. They believe it is about hacking, so they don't even participate in hackathons because they believe that I have no interest in hacking into systems and stuff like that. So I won't even look up what a hackathon is. So that is one of the first mistakes a person makes. Don't assume what a hackathon is going to be. So many people think it's about hacking into systems, breaking into, cracking firewalls, wearing sunglasses and a hoodie, sitting in front of a print terminal. So that is not what a hackathon is. That is referred to as hacking in the common word. I don't even like to call it hacking. So there are actually challenges like that as well, where you are required to crack into systems. Those are called CTFs, capture the flags. So what they do is they have a unique signature type thing called a flag, and they place it somewhere into a website or a web server or a system, and then you are required to hack into the system and find out that flag and submit it. So that is what a CTF is. I just wanted to clarify the difference between hackathons, ideathons, codathons, and CTFs. Okay.
Yeah. So I hope everybody here has a clear idea of what a hackathon is, right? Great. If not, okay, let's not do it. Just participate. So, right. Moving along. This one is specifically for Ashish. So you've organized webinars. You were part of that. You were part of organizing Hackday, and you've also attended hackathon, right? So from both an organizing perspective and from a perspective of a participant, has your view on what hackathons are changed, or how has it changed?
Whenever I participate in a hackathon or getting sponsors or just it's really easier task because who would not want to come there and get recognition? And then, but when you become an organizer, there are three important things. One is hacker experience, where you need to do everything for a hacker so that they won't be facing any problem. And most of the hackers don't see the good experience. They think it's for granted. Okay. So I identified some of the things for participating in hackathons and later as an organizer. And also there are like points from getting speakers and all, or sponsors. Like people think that if a sponsor comes for a hackathon, they will get any project or that. But some you need to convince the sponsors as well that these people going to impact more so that you need to sponsor this, something like that. And you need to show them the value of your hackathon that is adding to the attendees and as well as the company. So there are a lot of things that changes when you see as a hacker and their organizer. But as you participate in hackathons more and more, you will identify flaws and good things in various hackathons, and you identify what are the things that organizers may be they may require to do.
Yeah, so you mentioned that hacker experience is very important, not just for the hackers but also for the organizers. So pivoting on this point of hacker experience, Srivani, this one is for you. So you mentioned that you participated solo in an MLS hackathon and you won a few prizes for that, right? So what was the experience of participating by yourself in a hackathon? What were the challenges that you faced?
So, firstly, I participated as a solo candidate because I wanted that confidence in me. So, I wanted to see the potential of me. Am do I have the confidence to participate and get something? I did solely for winning that one. So, what I faced was, like, the challenges I faced were, I completely did a background check on the all hackathons that were conducted previously in the same field. So based on those ideas, we had brainstormed and then made a website for it. It was majorly on, it was a tech together hackathon. So it was community inclusion. So what happened was, I had to build the website, I had to learn new skills, I had to make the documentation, I had to make the video. Everything was done by me. So the time management skills and how to present the things and how can I build it feasibility like everyone can use it or like maybe how this community website can be used to everyone. That was main idea. But yeah, so time managing all these things like presenting and documenting everything was a bit tough. But I managed them with made the website in a period of time. That's
So what were your takeaways from that? Like, what did you learn ultimately by going solo? Did your confidence get improved?
So yeah, in that hackathon, I didn't think I would win, but I won two prizes. So that made me like, yeah, I have the potential in me to win hackathons, and I also can contribute with others and participate in more hackathons. So that was like I built the confidence and I learned some new skills in the times in that particular days.
It's really nice to hear. And I think everybody does want to level up, everybody wants to have fun and fun. So I'm glad that that improved for you. So next is, this is for anybody who wants to take this up. Since all of you here are mentors, you mentor and right? So what is your take on the debate of let the participants find their own way versus let me just guide them to do what they can, but just in a better way?
I think mentoring is where your real development happens as a program. This is where you really become really good. You become specialized and whatever tech stack you have chosen, Python, JavaScript, Golang. But when you become a mentor of the technology, that is where you really start to get expertise. Because you are obliged to, it's a responsibility, so there's some little bit of moral motivation there. The way I like to do it is not giving answers directly. Like if it's a hackathon or in general, if I'm trying to mentor, it's not trying to give an answer, but instead trying to help them with the approach. What would I do if I don't know a solution to this? Would we give allow this? So I will talk through them. It's similar to how an interviewer might do in an SBA interview. They don't check your skill, they check your approach and your thought process. That's why if you have seen most of the YouTube interviews which you might have, they ask you to talk loudly about your approach. See, that hackathon teaches you that way. So I would talk to them. Let's go and do this and see where we can go. Let's go and take the blocks. This is the problem we're having. What is the VS code people are saying? Let's read the error log. Let's read the console. We don't understand it's Java, but let's try to read it. And you will find, oh, there's a line number, there is a character number. All right, and there's an error number. Let's copy and paste this error number and see what it means. So we are doing like a bottom approach. We're trying to first figure out the error, and then what it means, and then where it is happening. And ultimately, it's a logic error. Oh, we missed a semicolon, or indentation, or we missed, appreciating the error or something. Eventually, we find that oh, this is why it happened. The next time when it happens, when I'm not there, the user knows that error. They remember the error. Oh, this error, I saw this before. Because we spent so much time on this matter. So now they know the error. The next time they know, oh, there must be somewhere a semicolon missing in the problem this way. So if I just comment there, oh, you're missing the semicolon, they don't know how it happened. So the approach that is what is known as a neck driver. Can I can help me or not? When I was a hacker and I have problems and I would join like the mentors or the staff and I'm like, hey, I'm stuck in this. The good ones will ask me, will try to run through me rather than to solve the problem. Because as a mentor, you also don't know the code base. You don't know what the user has written, what the hacker has written. So you need to understand the code base and the idea is you take their hand and you take them through that deal. You know a little bit, you just know a little bit more, that's it. As a mentor, you're not expected to know everything. You're not expected to know assembly or everything, or you don't have a certification in language. You just know a little bit more and you can talk. You can express what you know. So if you don't know, you are very happy to say, hey, I don't know, but let's Google it and see what happens. If you have that much confidence, you are very you can be a really bad mentor, you should be careful for that. Like if you don't know, I have met a lot of mentors, college in fact, where they just don't know, and still as a mentor, under that pressure of mentorship, you want to give an answer. And that is the bad mentorship. Don't do that. So that is my approach. Just if you know slightly more, just take them to the journey and solve the problem. That's a really good thing.
Anybody else who wants to continue? Yeah.
I'll just add a few points. As we spoke about mentorship, so we took a different approach to mentorship. I guess it was a few months ago. We, as in members of the AI club, what we did was we said a lot of beginners, they are afraid to participate in hackathons because they don't know, they're clueless basically, was what we received as feedback. So what we said, okay, we'll do one thing, we'll participate in the hackathon with you. So we created teams which had, was it 3 members? Yeah, 4 teams. 3 of the participants were complete beginners. Complete beginners as in this was their first time participating in a hackathon. And the last participant was one of us. Because we have participated in hackathons, we thought, fine, we'll participate with you. We'll do it in a way that how we normally do things. That is, we'll divide our work among the team and then we'll be there to help you out as a member. So what we did, I'm speaking about the team that I mentored. We had 2 juniors in our team and they were complete beginners. They were in their first year, I think. One was in his first year, the second was in his second year. So I created a Google Meet for the hackathon. It was an NLH hackathon again. I said, you give the ideas. So they gave a lot of ideas and then we discussed all of the ideas. Then we selected one. And then what I did was I divided the work equally among all of us. equally, I took a slight bit more work for myself since they are considering they were the beginners. But I did give them the option to select what they wanted to work on. One of them said, "Okay, I'm good with HTML, CSS. I can design a web page." I said, "Great, go ahead, you do that." One of them said, "I will design the FAQs page or something like that." Yes, okay, you can do that. I will take care of the backend part. So in the end, what happened was they had a lot of struggle. I was there to help them out since this was their first hackathon, obviously. But they ended up creating something. That is the main, you know, takeaway for them. They, even though they were beginners, they ended up creating something. And at the end, I had to help them out a little bit with the integration. We integrated it, we submitted it, and we won that hackathon as well. So that was another approach to mentoring. As in, I participated in the hackathon along with them. Even though they were beginners, they built something. All I had to do was integrate it a little bit. We submitted it, and we ended up winning that. So that is another approach to mentoring from my personal experience.
I think it was a really cool take on mentorship, participating along with your teammates who are completely beginners. It's a really nice experience. And building on the same mentorship side, maybe Srivani and Ashish can give their take on this. How has other people's mentoring for you when you were participating in hackathon affected your mentorship style?
Well, I don't have a clear mentor, but whenever I get in error or something, or I have a doubt, I approach people who have experienced it before. They might be participating from another team sometimes, or they can be like one of the mentors that are present, or maybe not even related to hackathons. So when I ask them, they will, okay, this is the documentation that I followed back then, and this is similar issue. I am looking into this. Some people say like that. Some people would like, for example, Ricky from MLH, when I faced an error when making small project, she was like, okay, explain me how you are proceeding with this. And then I explained that, so, okay, you did this, okay, then why is this not? So there must be an error over there. See, basically, she reveals the thing of the flow, how it is going, and then help me realize where the error is and how I may be able to solve. So the same thing which I try to do whenever like I try to go with the participants and go see the code base or read it and along with them and then understand the flow. And then okay, reverse engineering. If I see the problem and they see the problem, we identify the problem and then we try to solve. I will give them some clues like this might be happening here or you can maybe instead of doing with this approach, you can try this. But we never suggest you to solve an entire problem. You just need to show them the way so that they can go that path and see what are the obstacles that they will face. Yeah.
Anybody else?
How many of you have done marathons here before? At least one, at least one.
As Ashish mentioned, we didn't have a clear picture at the time when we were doing hackathons. But the only person who had experience in hackathons was Ashish. So yeah, he helped us. I need a flow chart whenever I do something. I need this step, next this step. So I actually maintain a flow chart for anything. So based on experience in that hackathon, I know that even if I get some glitch or some problem in an hackathon, I can reach out. So I immediately reach out to my friends, someone from someone from India Club or someone from MLH team or anyone. They would kindly they would definitely help.
Should we get into this question? Anybody here who wants to ask something? No? Oh, this one.
As a complete beginner, what would you recommend? Which type of hackathon do we need to participate? Do you recommend?
Question was, the question was, as a beginner, what type of hackathon we should be targeting? Go for a hackathon which does not give you problem sets. So you can you create a problem and you try to solve it. Go for a hackathon which does not have a problem set. It is at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours. In person is great. If you can travel from it, sometimes they reimburse travel hackathons happen in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gujarat, across India. In person, 48 hours, it should be free, it has to be free. If it's paid, it's not a hackathon, it's a scam. Alright? Free food, there will be free food, there will be swags. This is a really close science of hackathon. And you will find them. You go to LHW/events, devfolio/events, or devpost. Just Google it, in-person student hackathons in India. You will find it. Go for in-person, it's a great experience. We had a few months ago in Hyderabad, so it's not uncommon. Technology-wise, it shouldn't have be a technology hackathon. You can use any technology. These are signs of great hackathons. Bigger or not, but this is a really good quality hackathon. You should be able to follow. Just before you answer, I think people are distracted at the back there. I don't know if you're busy. If you're not interested, it's okay. You can just go out and do your work. If you're busy, yeah, it's okay. No problem, no harm, but it's okay. See, I get it. I used to run my chemistry classes with myself. I used to remember benzene and Armstrong and so it's okay. You can just go out. You have to live and do that. You'll get free attendance. You get free attendance. Right? But you are disturbing the people around you. Don't do that. Right? Thank you.
Yeah, so let's say we have an idea, which we actually do, and I mean, we kind of participated in the hackathon earlier. So the next step, is it to go for a hackathon and build on our skills and then go for one? Because we're literally build on nothing. So would you recommend learning some skills and then building on whatever we have and then go to a hackathon? What is the approach?
Yeah, as a beginner, this is so common. I did it myself. You spend too much time thinking what to do instead of getting things done. So your YouTube history is full of best programming language in 2084, one that gives you the most money, you spend too much time figuring out which is the best. And I have done it myself. It's called the tutorial hell. Google it. Just go down that rabbit hole of one after another, figuring out which is best. And you don't learn anything in that process. Right? Just start. Just pick anyone. You pick one. That's it. You just go all in. There are two types of learning shapes. One is called pie shape learning. You should do that as students. Pie, not analog pie, 2.14, 3.14. I graduated last year. 3.14, the pie shape, right? Pie means you try to learn a little bit of everything, and then you pick two technologies, the two domains, and you go all in. For me, it was cloud native and web. Just went all in. I went Python, I learned JavaScript, Flask, Jinja. I picked Python. I went all the rabbit hole with Python. I know Java, Jinja, Flask. So I'm so good at Python. I can build a full stack app and deploy it. JavaScript, maybe not. But I went innovating Python. Then I went to cloud native. Never thought about it. Saw conference and stuff. Then I'm like, all right, Docker, containerization, Kubernetes, WebAssembly. I will not stop first. I found like it's not interesting. You know interesting. But 2 months, 3 months. Yeah.
So you would recommend working on idea and then learning something and then going on something?
So again, you are trying to figure out what to do next. You have an idea, and then again you have to figure out should I build, should I ideate another one, should I do this?
It's not the same idea. We just want to know what to do next. Literally just
Okay. So you have your idea, you want to build it. And you're confused on what.
Please on how.
How to do this? Just participate in hackathon. That is like, see, you know the ultimate outcome. You have an idea, you want to build it, bring it to reality. You have multiple routes: incubation programs, boot camp, some mentor, or your own, or hackathon, like it's like that. Hackathon is free, it provides you with everything, and for students available, it makes sense. From A to B, you don't know how to get there, right? Hackathon has mentors, it has team. The hackathon will be the 14 hours, you will figure out how to get this stuff, right? On your own, if you're a person which is very difficult for you to do on your own, different kinds, some people can do it on their own. If you're a person who cannot do it on your own, go for an event like hackathon. That is one of the options, right? If your idea, because idea thoughts give you big ideas, not 48-hour ideas, right? It could be an entrepreneurship idea. Then incubation makes sense. Go to T-Hub, there are the events there in T-Hub. Incubation makes sense. And if it's, I don't know, boot camp or anything like that, take that too. So, but don't take too much time on deciding what. This is a bigger problem in general, not just hackathon. Even after this session, you might be thinking, which hackathon is nice? The whole purpose is defeated. We asked you to do hackathons. You ended up spending time figuring out which the best. Just pick. I said the ideal hackathon is in person. It won't happen in the next 6 months. If India is happening in December, in December in Bangalore, you don't wait till December. This weekend happening virtually. There are many happening this weekend. Start. You get the flow, you get the idea of it. So by the time in person the ideal hackathon happens, you're prepared to have fun and do it better and more. Yes. Humans.
So actually they participated in idea tomorrow and they said they loved that idea, but didn't get selected. Like, what can be the reason to not get selected?
They asked about why did you got rejected?
No. What can be the reasons for even though our ideas are great?
Did you ask them?
They asked us to, so basically we were going to get a website. And they were like, if you had the website, you would have gotten selected. And because we already have a product, we're not interested.
But it was the idea one, so I mean,
Who's they?
We were just select not a college, the idea.
That like what? Okay.
End of discussion. See, when I started hackathon, it's kind of controversial. Controversial in the sense we don't do stuff in the college. Most of the things happen outside because it's my perception and that's how I build career. That most of the opportunities are out there. And in my term, I was so energetic and I wanted to reach out to seniors like, teach me. Everyone is busy. And then I look up their LinkedIn and they're successful, really great. I'm like, what is wrong here? If they know opportunities, why can't they just tell me? One, they don't have time, understandable. Second, they don't have a process to tell. They don't have a day. So the reason I started Hackathon was similar to this. We don't have events in college because we know the restrictions in college, the time we spend, and also let's be agree, we always give up. Alright? So it's not worth the time we're spending, that the team is spending, that we will create 24-hour hackathon and the audience is there for free attendance. I don't mind that, but come on, I'm not going to bring limits. So that is why I have been bullish to, even as a student, just start bringing the experience outside college, start experiencing stuff outside college. There is huge opportunity there. A lot of like-minded folks, and you have the freedom to say no and just not obliged to sit. I understand college events can be overwhelming and sometimes you're obliged to sit for free attendance or your friend is there, a lot of things, right? But when you go outside, you don't have that. You can say no to things you don't want. You can attend there are good ones. And you get the taste of professionalism. All of that is happening in my life. I don't know what happened in the hackathon when you got rejected. normal standard approach and standard advice is ask why you got rejected. You got why? Next time you keep it in mind. I think I've been like my first conference was because I got rejected from all the programs and then I said I'll make a copy. But how I got rejected from all the programs and that will actually help you with there's a lot of value in feedback. Whenever possible, ask for it. And if you still feel that you are doing great, the feedback is incorrect, then maybe that event was not up to your expectations. Try that idea somewhere else.
Anybody else here?
That answer your question? Come on, boys. All girls are taking us close. It's a hard question. Yeah.
According to you, what makes an idea to win a hackathon? How should we do? According to you, what makes an idea win a hackathon?
Ooh. But I wanna, because we have, it's been a while since I have. I wanna ask one question. Sure.
Right. Whenever you want to make a project in a hackathon, there are a few things that you need to keep it in your mind. One is, of course, we take great ideas to be great, but what defines great we don't know. And every hackathon has a theme. Okay. So whenever you go on with the theme or you solve something, a problem kind of thing related to the theme, it adds more points to your creativity and your idea. So that's one thing that we need to keep it in your mind. And the implementation part, like, and there are some sponsor tracks as well. Like, so suppose a judge is coming from ABC company, and they would be very happy if you are able to implement ABC technology in your hack as well. So there are a lot of factors that are included. One is your idea should be solving something and it should be fresh. Like there are like, if you take education website or a website where you can get tutorials, it's the most common idea in a hackathon. And it's not going to add any creativity points or anything to the project or team. So one should be creativity and it should really solve some problem and feasibility. Like for example, you want to reduce global warming and then if you say we deliver goods on petrol or maybe bike instead of doing like mass transportation, it's not solving the problem. And there are a lot of other things that you need to keep track of and then you need to like expect what type of questions the judge might ask and get ready with the answers that you want to answer them. And that will help you a lot when to make a your project.
I think Ashish mentioned this in the start. What I do sometimes I used to think is like, it doesn't have to be world changing. You don't have to solve world peace. It's okay, no. You don't have to build an UPI. Solve a simple problem that everyone relates to around you. Today, organizer have to count how many people come, report it to the club. If I have to take a photo and count, it's a great overnight project. It's possible. Right? That simple, I just came up with it. Like I was looking at it, oh, we have good audience. What if I have a way to count? That's a good hackathon project. Solves like this problem. Great. Answer the question? You want to answer?
Anybody from this side?
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
So, I want to know what are the prerequisites that are needed in order to get a better chance in hackathons. Like, I have submitted my resume in hackathons, but I never got selected into a team. Not resume actually, but my profile. I shared my profile with a lot of guys in different teams, but I never got selected into a hackathon.
Yeah. The question is how do, the question is how do I get into the teams? So like into teams can reject me. As a beginner, it's hard to crack into teams, right? It's it. I'll keep it short so you can just see these two back out. If you can find beginners, great. Friends, okay. Friends can just depend on what kind of friends you have. Friends can be distracting, but can have fun. I have tried with friends, did not work out. Like I want people who think like me and participate. Otherwise, every hackathon has a group or a method to talk that you introduce yourself. Then when you introduce yourself, I know this tech stack, even if I don't know, I'm willing to do. That is your chance to showcase your energy. Your energy is the only leverage there. If you don't know the tech stack, you don't know the technology, your energy, enthusiasm to learn is the only way to get in, right? Not every team wants, like some teams wants to be competitive, that's okay. They'll be keep looking, they'll be a team that is willing to like take a big level. You can leverage organizers help to help you. In some hackathons, the good ones have a track for prize for being a beginner's mobility. So that creates an opening for you. Like, oh, some teams will want to have beginners because of the prize. Share it. Not so.
Okay, so like I mentioned, find a team. Where do you find a team? So there is, I believe there's a tab on DevPost which has a special tag called
Looking for
teammates. You can use that, or you have Discord servers. Discord servers are actually a great place to find a team. Just put, there's a channel in, I guess in analytics, we have a channel looking for teammates. Just put it, hi, I am so and so, I know so and so, I'm a beginner. If you want to participate, then they can participate. You can do that. If even after all these channels are exhausted, and you have not found a team, you have the final option, go solo. You can just participate solo. Stevani and I both participated solo in a hackathon. Agreed, we had experience, but we can participate solo. And what that will do is, you can say at your next hackathon, when you're looking for a team, that I have hackathon experience. So that is how you can find a team, or you can just participate solo. You have a lot of resources online. You can just, you can just prompt engineer your hackathon template as well and get some code, modify that code according to your need and submit it in a hackathon. What matters is your execution of the idea. You can do it solo as well. And like I mentioned, looking for teammates in DevPost and Discord.
You can also use Hackathon Discord if you are thinking about same thing.
Yeah, club was started.
We have time for one last question. So,
One last question. What are the parameters to be considered before you are deciding on an idea? Like, one of the most important parameters that I consider is feasibility, right? That idea has to be feasible to be implemented. I met a senior one day in the bus whose idea was to reduce the middlemen, like in vegetable industry, to reduce the amount of like bribery and all that happens. But actually, what I thought was farmers are not generally used to use mobile phones and all, so it's not easy for them to access websites and apps. So, like, feasibility is one of the parameters to be considered. What are some of the other parameters to be considered when you're deciding on an idea? Hope you got my question.
As a judge, some of the things we take care, feasibility is one, whether it works is one, but the difference of how much you have to do in that hackathon, that 48 hours is also very important. It's sometimes a very factor. I have seen, or I would also know a team who has been a beginner build a complete solution top to bottom with zero bugs, looks beautiful. It's the simplest problem. It could be like the one I mentioned, right? You click a photo and it can come. That I would rather let them win than experience 6-time hackathon team. Everyone is experienced. They already know most of the technologies and they build a problem like this kind of situation. Because they already know there's nothing innovation happening. And hackathon is about information. So a lot of judges keep that in mind. At least good enough, I know. And that makes sense. So how much data have you grown in the last 48 hours is important. If you already know stuff, are you able to stretch a little bit into something more? Feasibility is one, and then creativity, presentation, the tech stack you use, the relevance to the theme that we mentioned. All those are like standard marking points of judging. Yes, all of that, every team does it. What stands out for judges is when you're presenting, you mention, oh, by the way, we never know Python, and we were able to do this. That's a big point. When we are looking at demos, is that you have 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes to demo. In that time, if you're able to mention we have grown this much, and if it's a big delta, that is something that just remember. Judges also remember these things that we take care in mind, like sustainability. These are like, I'm talking way too complicated stuff, but for a student hackathon, classic. I think you would, if you'll be very few people raised hands in hackathons there, so you will learn a lot of creativity aspects, feasibility, building all of that stuff. If you're experienced, then you want to focus more on creativity and presentation, because anything else is covered by your expertise. Creativity depends on what kind of experience you have, how many levels it is. And then presentation is something you have to constantly learn. To present, there must be one guy. I used to think I would present more. I like to do that. So I think presentation has changed, often made us do. Presentation changes the way about the problem. So that is something most of the hackathon teams don't spend time. They spend too much time on making the last commit, so the processes are fixed before the deadline, and then you have only half an hour for preparing for the demo. You did not know, there was no single guy assigned to work for demo. They were just preparing for the one demo is the most not the most important parts.
And then they also check how model is your solution, like how in reality your solution can be used by other users. That was something that was like checked in mind.
Regarding novelty, again, I guess in a lot of hackathons that you visit, everyone is going to be building an online course website or something like that. And again, adherence to the theme. Let's say the theme is inclusion or inclusivity. Build a website that will promote inclusion, and you go there and you build a smart garbage composting something. That won't work in a hackathon. I've seen people like that, yeah. So that is one point. And regarding the point about the demo, that was actually the reason I believe that my first hackathon experience went and ended it well. Because we recorded like a 3.5 minute demo, and we only demoed the superficial features at first, and we just add a line or two about the technical implementation at the end. So I believe we lost out because of the demo, even though there was a beginner chat. Some other team. So it's like sell me this pen. You have you have everything done. You have your project built, but you have the hackathon judges. They don't know how much work you did. You know how much work you did, but the hackathon judges, they don't know how much work you did. So you have to tell them in your demo, we had to learn this, we had to implement this, we had this idea, and that is how your idea actually makes it to the top. Any other questions? Okay, yeah.
Well, feasibility doesn't only mean that if it's going to work out in real life or not, because hackathons are for innovation. So, innovation involves rebelling against something. Like, for example, you mentioned that farmers won't be interested in having middlemen, like little less middlemen. So, even if it's not going to work out in real life, it's trying to solve some problem. So, the feasibility that judges also check is if it's going to increase the cost or something or the toughness of something. That doesn't mean feasibility in the real world. That's this kind of feasibility will be checked in startups and all that. but not in the hackathons. Hackathons, they check if it's going to work, like will it be helpful even if they implement it, or is it increasing the cost, or is it the like where's your nose? You don't say like this, right? You show it like this. So yeah, if it's decreasing the like complexity of anything, then it's a good idea.
So yeah, I think we're done with the audience session. I believe it's a better now. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Special thanks to Ashwin for making it all the way here. So yeah, we really hope that you all learned something new, something great, and we hope that you can take all what you've learned here today and please go participate in a hackathon. We actually do have a resource for you. Unfortunately, we can't show it right now because we run out of time, but we will be posting it in the LHW group. It's a compilation of all the events, all the hackathons that are happening in the near future, starting with this weekend. So we hope that you all can participate in a hackathon this weekend, maybe learn something new, uh, who comes from the community background, making friends. So yeah, thank you so much for attending. Oh, also finally, please don't forget that there is a point system for the event. So media using the hashtag LHW-Day-3, you gain some points. And there's also a form where you can submit all your posts and blogs and projects. All of that will contribute towards gaining more points. People with the most amount of points stand a chance to win something exciting. So yeah, thank you everybody for attending. We hope you had a great time. Yeah, you're all free to be, if you want to stay, ask some more questions, we're always here for you. Thank you.
Some weeks I would have college club, certificates, then the online certificate. Follow my university. Other books that I I'm enjoying the so many as well as on me. I say like the reason it's on the sun. So many things that you might have